Hello and welcome to our course Marketing Management Part 2. I am Shashi Shekhar Mishra and I am offering this course in association with my senior colleague Professor Jayanta Chatterjee. You can recall that we are discussing about brand management and we have discussed till now basic concepts in brand management, how brand functions, and in that if you can recall from the last session, we were discussing about the ways the brand equity is being created. So, what is at the disposal of a brand manager, that we are going to discuss today in continuation with what we have discussed in the previous class. So, we have started talking about the ways, the tools in which one can build the brand equities, and there we have talked about three ways or three broad tools under which you have different options. The first one was choosing the brand elements, and inside this brand elements I have discussed about the 6 different elements which are important in building the brand equity. So, the first one was the brand name, and then we have discussed about logo, symbol, character, packaging and slogan. We have also looked into the criteria which should have gone into the consideration when we are trying to choose these brand elements. So, those criteria, as you can recall from the last class, were memorability, meaningfulness and likability, or the in general appeal about that brand element in the mind of target consumers. And you can recall that these first 3 criteria are more about the brand building perspective. So, when you want to create a brand or when you want to establish a brand in the minds of the consumer, then probably these 3 points will be of more prominence. However, when we talk about adaptability of the brand, or probably the growth and sustainability of the brand in the future, how it will focus in the how it will basically grow in the future, then we talk about the later 3 in this criteria in the choice of brand elements. And minded, it is very important, you are not going to stop your brand after reaching to a probably a stage. So, these criteria are equally important. So, transferability, adaptability and protectability are also very important criteria in the choice of brand elements. And with you will see that increasing globalization, some of these things, when you are going from one market or from one geography to the other geography, or you have to protect your intellectual property rights, all these criteria are extremely important. So, this was about the brand elements, and then we have also looked into the fact that how important these marketing mix elements, that is 4 P's, or in the case of in the case of services you have 7 P's, how important are probably the most important, you can say, the role that is being played by product, price, place and promotion, because these are the tools which actually help you in delivering the exact value or the intended value that a firm is trying to deliver to its customer. So, these are basically important from that perspective. And then you can recall the third set of tools probably which are at the disposal of a brand manager is the leverage of leveraging the secondary associations from different sources, which can actually help to create a certain kind of brand identity or certain kind of brand image in the minds of the consumer. So, in this secondary associations, today we are going to discuss about these 6 basically different kind of association which can be leveraged to create a certain kind of a brand image. In the list of the secondary associations, we have the first in this first one is basically the company. So, the using the name of the company, the name of the organization, one can create certain kind of picture about the product or the brand that you are going to offer. When probably we get to know that I have an example for you. So, when you see that any product from the Tata, you will have certain kind of image coming into your mind, and every product of the Tata, most of their product comes with this Tata as a brand name, or the corporate name is attached with them, whether it is Tata Sky or basically it is a basically a different kind of telecommunication product or basically automobile. There are so many other product categories where the Tata is present, and you will see that Tata name being is presented along with the brand name or the product category offering. So, you have certain kind of Tata which gets associated with that brand, because Tata is, if I talk about Tata, is something which is the most trusted brand in the India, and that kind of association get transferred to all the product that are coming in from the Tata as a basically organization. So, whenever you need certain kind of association, a company's name can also be attached with the brand. Then you have this country of origin, like from where the product is coming from. Country of origin, when we talk about in secondary association, is something which is very important, because in our purchase decision, this criteria from where the product is coming from plays a very important role. We have a certain kind of perception about product coming from a certain place or certain countries. We basically say that it has to be good, or the product comes from this country. If a particular product category is famous from a particular country, then you will say obviously this is going to be a good product. On the other side, when you see a product from certain other countries or a particular certain kind of countries which does not have a very positive image in the minds of the consumers, you will say that that plays something a very negative role in the choice of that brand, and it hurts basically the sales of that brand. So, another thing is that I will talk about geographical indicators also, but I will just give you example of country of origin, like French wine is something which is very famous. Any wine coming from France with the origin is from France, or a perfume brand coming from the France, people generally have this kind of perception that it is going to be something very good. These are the best thing which are available in the world if they are in these two product categories and they are coming from the France. So, that basically also sometimes helped large premium, a huge amount of premium to some of these brands. Then we have Germany, famous for its car or in general automobiles, other engineering products also. Then Japanese electronics is perceived to be very good. Ethiopian coffee or Colombian coffee, you can say they are really good. Then Italy is famous for fashion, Belgian for chocolate, and watches from the Switzerland is basically considered to be, Swiss watches are considered to be the best. These are the certain kind of perceptions that people have in their mind, and then those kind of perception plays an important role. They put certain product on a high pedestal, on the other side certain products just goes out of our consideration set. Now, with this country of origin, there is also associated concept like geographical indicators, like a product being produced in a certain place, it can get intellectual property rights for in that area, that if all the producer in that area can claim it to be coming from that place, and that is the authentic offering from that place, nobody outside from that place can claim similar kind of authenticity, or they cannot use the name of that place for selling their brands. So, like you see this basmati rice is famous from certain part of Uttarakhand, Dehradun, it is famous that they produce the best quality of rice. So, if they have this geographical indicator as a intellectual property registered for them, all the producers in that location can use that. Anybody other than them and anybody who is outside that location cannot use that geographical indicator. So, these are basically the associations that comes in the mind of consumers. One more thing is that I was talking about the negative perception. So, we often have this negative perception about the Chinese brand in India, and maybe many other places it might, similar kind of perception might exist, because the products in the beginning were very cheap. So, with price quality perception thing in the mind, people try to believe that these are not good product, and that association has gone in the minds of the consumer, and the Chinese product are perceived to be of low quality, and that is why whenever people see any product from the Chinese origin, they may not have a very positive opinion. So, this is about country of origin. this can also be leveraged to create certain kind of quality perception in the minds of the consumers. Then we have this channel of distribution. So, where your product is being placed is create a certain kind of perception in the mind. So, I will tell you one example is that Maruti has this image of the product being owned by the middle class of the country. Now, when they are trying to go in the upscale market segment, because you have seen that with the growth in the economy, the income levels of the people have gone up. So, that middle class is basically which is going into this upper middle class segment. They are upgrading their cars, their aspirational their values tends more towards sedan and certain kind of luxury or SUV cars, and in that segment Maruti does not have that kind of upscale image. So, they have created another distribution channel in the name of Nexa, where you will see that more upscale cars are being distributed there, while you will see the regular model of traditional models of Maruti coming in its traditional or regular distribution channels. And this channel of distribution, you can see the impact of this at a number of places. If a product is available at a mass merchandising store, people will any premium product if you place there, people will not will not be willing to pay a premium for that, because since it is available in stores like that, mass merchandising store, people will believe that it has to be something which is of masses or middle class, it has to be affordable. So, charging a price premium for those product may not work. Then we have the co-branding, where you associate your brand with some other brand, and then try to basically create a certain kind of, that associations help you in creating certain kind of product category or certain kind of uses related belief to create a certain kind of brand image. Then you have endorser, or where the celebrities or the sports personalities or other famous people coming and promoting the product. So, by leveraging the personality value of those people, you try to associate your brand with those the celebrities or this endorser, and in that way you try to take similar kind of virtues get transferred to your brand, and you could try to create a brand image in that way. So, that is another way of leveraging the secondary association. Then we have the events, where you are basically a sponsor or a promoter of certain kind of events, and by doing that you try to create a certain kind of image in the minds of the target consumers. So, this is about leveraging secondary associations. Then I am going to talk about now I will just quickly summarize what we have discussed till now in this brand building tools. Is that you have three category of tools: brand elements, marketing mix, and this secondary association. This helps you in creating the brand awareness and this brand image actually that basically ultimately reflects in the possible outcomes in the form of benefits to the firm. And these benefits, some of the benefits of a strong brands I have listed here, that you have improved perception of the product performance. We have talked about the blind test, where consumers have shown that once they are told that the product belongs to a particular product from a particular seller or particular brand, their perception about the performance of that brand gets enhanced, or probably it goes down. So, that is the effect of the brand. Then you have greater loyalty. The loyal customers are someone who will probably produce more the revenue and the more profit for the organization. Then the one more thing which works for the strong brand is that less vulnerability to competitive marketing actions. In fact, if your brand is strong, that it will take some time for your loyal customer to switch to any other brand, and that time period is something which is very important from the organization's perspective, because that time period can be very critical for this incumbent firm to respond to any competitive threat, and that is where the brands are very important shield for any organization, that it provides you that cushion that you can be you get more time and you get customers are more probably is more loyal towards you, and that basically helps you in responding to competitive threats. Then another thing which works very well for the brands is that we have often seen that the strong brands can come out the crisis in much faster way and in a much stronger way. We have seen that the controversies around famous brand like Maggi noodles. We have seen the controversy around the this carbonated drink brands, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, and all other brands. So there were doubts in the minds of the customers. There were a lot of negative news which were coming, but eventually what happened that after a period of time, these brands, because of these strong brand, you will see that brands could rebound to their existing levels compared to it if it would have been any other a normal brand or basically a commodity product, unbranded product, it might have been a very difficult case for them to recover from those crises. Then you will also see that strong brands help you in gaining the more margins. The consumer response is very inelastic in the sense like even the consumers are given discounts or rebate or they get a product at a cheaper price, they will not easily switch. Sometimes in fact offering competitive product at a cheaper price works in otherwise way, in the sense that consumer tend to believe that the alternative which is being offered at a discounted price is actually a very low quality product. So those are some of the the benefits of a strong brands. Then you have greater trade promotion, this is greater trade cooperation, where you get more cooperation from your channel partners. The retailer will be ready to give you more shelf space, and they will cooperate or they will help you in promoting the product. So those are some of the things which help in the favor of strong brands. And then also the possible licensing opportunities which exist. With this I am wrapping up this part and I am moving to the next section, which is about brand equity models. So there are different brand equity models to explain that how basically the brand works or how the brand equity gets built on the part of the consumer. So we are talking about customer based brand equity. In this basically I am going to talk about first model is this brand resonance model. Here what happens is this has been explained in this diagram, that what is this this customer based brand equity pyramid is at, or how the brand works, how the brand equity gets built at the consumer end. So you will see at the bottom of the pyramid you have silence which is like when the customer asks like who are you, so the brand can answer like what are they. So basically the answers to these questions comes from which category, which product category the brand belongs to and what kind of needs they satisfy. So that is about the silence part of this brand building. Then once a consumer answers is able to get the answer for the identity of that brand, the next step is what is the meaning. Like I know you, but the next thing is who are you, in the sense I know that who are you, but what are you, like that is what the meaning of the brand has to be clear. In this meaning of the brand comes from the, now this gets divided into two parts, which is two different ways a brand can answer that meaning. Is that either it is a functional or thing, or the second thing is like psychological or social needs that it satisfies. So one is about the performance and the second is about the imagery. So whether a brand answers to the functional needs of a consumer from its primary characteristics or the secondary features, and whether it is reliable, durable, how is its serviceability, all those basically comes from the performance part. And the second thing is about the imagery, the kind of image is there in the minds of the consumer, what kind of basically consumers use that product, to what kind of or you can say to what kind of consumer it belongs to, and then in which situation a product or purchase situation in the or the user situation such products are used. Those are basically the answers to imagery. The next level of from here is that based on the performance or the imagery, the consumer moves through this judgment or feelings corresponding to performance and imagery. So, based on the performance, judgment can be reached whether what is the quality of the product, what is the reliability, what is the credibility of the product, whether it is a superior product to the existing offering. Then on the feeling side, what kind of feeling it evokes, based on its imagery, what kind of emotions get created in the minds of the consumer. So, it could be the fun, warmth, excitement, security, social approval. These are some of the feelings which gets generated as a effect of imagery. Now, the last thing of this brand building, brand equity is like what kind of relationship is there. So, you will see when with the strong brands, consumers will show a strong connect, and that is where the resonance happens, or the customer exhibit a high level of loyalty. They have the sense of the community, they are part of a brand community. You will see some of the examples in the form of the bikers, the owners of this, some of this bike like Harley Davidson, they basically show those kind of characteristics in that case. So, attachment, engagement, loyalty, these are basically the things which are getting reflected as a effect of resonance of the brand with the consumer. So, this is a basically a sign of relationship getting established between the firm's offering or the brand that is being offered by the firm and the consumer. Now, talking about specifically about the salience is about the, it has two things, is in the sense like what is the depth of the brand awareness and what is basically the breadth of the brand awareness. In the depth of the brand awareness, you have ease of recognition and recall. So, the strength and clarity of category membership, how easily you can recall that what kind of need a product satisfies, or in which product category it belongs to. So, you are clear that if you are consuming Coke, that it is a basically a drink, it is a sort of a cold drink and it belongs to a carbonated cold drink. So, that hierarchy is very clear in the minds of the consumer. Then breadth of the awareness is about the purchase consideration or consumer the consumption consideration, under which situations basically you consume that product. And one has to be very, as a brand manager, one has to be very conscious about the fact that not only the depth of awareness is important, in fact the breadth of the awareness is also important in increasing the consumption of the brand. So, with this I will stop here. When we will meet in the next session, we will talk about the remaining models in the remaining models of the brand equity, and then we will also talk about some of the remaining concepts in this brand management in this week 3. Thank you very much.